From CBS News, this is The Early Show. Live from Fifth Avenue in New York City.
All right, Harry, thanks. A lot of today's antiques started out as yesterday's trash. That's one reason they can be so hard to find. And believe it or not, some common items that may be in your house right now could actually be treasures someday. Lisa Roberts is the author of a fun new book called Antiques of the Future, and she's here to show us what we need to hang on to. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Hannah.
What do you mean by antiques of the future?
Well, antiques of the future could apply to a lot of objects, but I chose household products that are being made today that I believe, once they're no longer in production, will go up in value because they represent the best of design in their time.
So a lot of these have won awards for design and so forth.
And they're in museums, and they've been designed by the famous architects and designers of today.
Okay, now I don't think a lot of people would think of a vacuum cleaner necessarily as an antique, but this is something you can go out and buy right now. It's a Dyson vacuum cleaner, and as vacuum cleaners go, it's pretty cool looking. What makes this an antique of the future?
Well, it's the first bagless vacuum cleaner, and it has a transparent canister so you can see the dirt suck in. It's won many design awards, and the interesting thing about this is that it was really designed with men in mind. It comes in a bright yellow, which is the color of power tools, and the attachments have an erector set quality to them.
It is. It's really cool. Now, but let me ask you, you don't want to actually buy this and use it and think that something like this is going to hold its value, right?
Well, I always suggest that if you like these objects enough to want to use them, buy two. One to use and one to put away.
All right, this could be a retirement right here, this vacuum cleaner. Okay, let's go on to items that have sold in Target. In fact, this tea kettle we've seen a lot of. This is Michael Graves, who has done very high-end and then very reasonable, mass-produced items like this tea kettle. What makes this an antique of the future?
Well, this is arguably the most successful architect design product in history. It came out about 26 years ago. He sold probably 1.5 million of these.
Wow.
And what makes it so wonderful is it has an American color palette, so it's very familiar and comfortable, and yet it has this wonderful sense of humor about it.
It's got a great whistle, and this is no longer in production, this toaster, so I'm imagining this something like this would go up in value, right?
Well, let's hope so.
A trash can? A trash can as an antique? What's special about this?
Well, this was designed by a renowned industrial designer who decided that disposable objects should also have high design. It's got a very elegant silhouette, it's got the handles cut right out of it, and it's in museums all across the country.
And even a toilet plunger, you're telling me, could qualify as an antique someday? I guess so. Right? Okay, now here we go to these OXO tools, which I have a lot of in my kitchen. Why would something like this be an antique potentially one day?
Well, the creator of this line had been in the, he had done cookware, and he retired and moved to France with his wife, who loved to cook. But one day he saw her struggling in the kitchen with a peeler because she had arthritis. So he decided to create a line of cooking utensils for people with disabilities, but that would look so great that anybody would want to use them, so it's called Universal Design. And this carrot peeler is in the permanent collection of the Museum of Modern Art, and it only costs $6.99.
I can't believe that's in a museum. And finally, some wonderful chairs here, and we do think of antiques, we think of furniture, and this Louis Ghost chair is really special, isn't it?
Well, you know, architects love to design chairs because they're very complicated to design. They have to look good, but they also have to be appropriate for lots of different body types.
So not a bad investment right here. Thank you so much, Lisa Roberts.
Thank you, Hannah.
It is a really fun book. Now back to Julie in LA.
It's a great book. I have it at home. Thanks a lot, Hannah.